Welcome, brothers and sisters. Hope everyone's doing great. If you like what you hear, subscribe. So the market's not looking so good, is it? Well, we have many factors yesterday. I'll go into that. As anyone who is investing in anything, whether it's crypto or bonds or equities, ETFs, real estate, beanie babies, artwork, should know the market, should know what drives the market. And right now, for those of you who don't know, please educate yourself and pay attention to what's going on macroly, because macro environment is what drives crypto. That is the main driver. I've said that from day one of my videos, yet people disagree, yet I'm always right on it. It's not me being arrogant, that's me. It's not timing the market. It's not timing the market, not timing the top, not timing the bottom. Where's it gonna end? It's the time you've been in the market, right? If you've been in the market for 4 or 5 years, you don't know anything. You've seen one cycle. You know how you got lost. You know what killed your portfolio and what mistakes you've made, but you don't necessarily know why it happened. That takes time, and a lot of time. It takes more loses than wins initially. So, is it that Trump moves nuclear subs in closer to Russia with the inflammatory statements of a ex-presidente? Is it the crazy tariffs that he has been talking about forever that the market thinks they've never heard before, right? 50% on Brazil, which is nuts, but though Brazil is evil government, which government isn't? The 35 on Canada, everything he's been discussing, it's no new news. Is it the redoing the job numbers and Trump firing that person? He, whatever, I think it was she, was incompetent. There's no doubt. You can't be making mistakes. I think under Biden, it was like a 800,000 revision. Whatever suits Trump's fancy, he's going to do, right? He wants his breast milk cake and eat it too. He wants lower rates, which we need and which we should have, and Powell should be gone, and all the Fed governors who are voting for rates to remain where they're at should be gone. Absolutely. They're making horrible moves. Powell's made horrible moves. I will listen to crypto people saying, oh, he's done a great job. He is not. It's a great job getting us to 9% inflation during COVID, which it was much higher. It was more like 50%, right? When I was buying things that were $1 and then were $2 or $1.50, that's not 9%. That's year over year, month over month. That's 9%. But they weren't going to scare the market and say 50% or 100%. I mean, many things went on. I buy beans. Ones I was getting at 70 cents, I was paying $2 for. It's not 9%. Many other things. So that shook up the market. Yet there's still great talk. And so equities took a hit. Everything took a hit. And it's unfortunate. Why is it unfortunate? Because many of you, certainly me on Avalanche and many other things, could have taken profit and bought it below where I bought it originally. So I could have either took the money out of the market or just held on. Story of your life in crypto. How many times does this happen? And if you listen to my videos, those of you who are new, you will hear me saying the same things over and over again, and they're always right. They are always right. Meaning, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. 2 steps forward being the administration doing good in regards to crypto, having a team together. All the SEC, David Sachs, you name it, our crypto czar, doing all the right things for crypto. It doesn't matter right now. It's macro driven. Not lowering rates. Everything in these mindsets, they take it off risk assets. There's no volume in crypto at all. The volume that's there right now is just selling. I mean, look at Bitcoin at 113,000. We could easily be back to 119,000, or we could be at 99,000 before you know it. All it takes is Russia, Putin putting out some blustery defensive tones and maybe moving subs as well, submarines. You'll see a $80,000 Bitcoin. Don't think it can't happen. I'm the only one who's been saying, like, you know, and that's nothing. Think of where we just went down to over barely anything. Think of if some shit really hits the fan. Bitcoin will be at 20 grand. 100% financial advice and guaranteed. No one will tell you that, but it is the truth. So don't be fooled, because all the ETFs will, if some major event happens, all the ETFs will sell out, except for our Spectrum brother, Michael Saylor. So the key in this market, as I've been saying, what I want to do is when you get some decent profits, is remove the money out of the market. Crypto's very unstable. Now, if you're good with letting it ride like I am, that's fine. But you have the projects like Ondo. You know, Ondo, I'm really, you know, my goal was to sell it at around $5. You know, all we're doing, all of us, are waiting for, okay, all the shit to clear up. Nothing ever clears up in the world. Remember that. I'm 53. Nothing's ever perfect. You're not going to get a rosy situation. We do get in very good economic times. We're not in that right now. My brother C90 can tell you that. You know, you have to take profits off the table and evaluate what you're going to do. I believe if you're in significant profits, unless it's Bitcoin, I would not be selling Bitcoin. You'll get a much higher price eventually. It's time to remove profits on alts, have it on the sidelines. I've always said, buy in the green when you have confirmation, because we're just giving back all our gains and more than that happened a couple weeks ago. 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. So if you can't handle it, and you may, you know, new people who've never listened to me will think that I can't handle it. You just heard about crypto. I've been in it since the beginning. That's how it runs. That's how, you know, us people who have been in it forever have wrote it up and wrote it down. I've taken a ton of profits, and the last bull market, I rode quite a bit down to the bottoms, the depths of hell. So we've been waiting, and we've been patient. So those of you who think that that's not the case, go away. You don't know what you're talking about. That's why I also say this is not for the weak. If people think they're going to come in and make it strong, well, that's why these crypto YouTubers, they're not making any money. Except the ones who have ripped you off, like Banter and George and all them. They're sitting fine. They have a ton of, not so much Banter, but George, he has a ton of Bitcoin, ton of, you know, people giving him money constantly. He could care less about you. He's set. He made it all off of his subs and early mining and buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the only way. And I'm not a maxi, but you know, the goal when we get into a serious bull market, that's why you have to make a ton in your alts. You take the majority of that money out, get it out of crypto, take out the profits, take out for taxes, and then in the bear market, when it's 20 grand, 30 grand, that's when you buy it. Maybe it only, if there's not crazy macro events, but that's what leads to a bear market. What's going to happen is we will never get a bull market. Bitcoin's in one, in alts, if things don't change. The wars end, both of them. Israel, Ukraine, Iran settles down. Rates get cut. Rates have to be cut. Macro events, tariffs need to be settled down. That is in the, you know, there's no reason for that to be in the market. People are saying we were selling off because strategy, Michael Saylor's not buying as much as he was. It has nothing to do with it. That's just idiotic, view my channel type of bullshit. We want him buying, but, you know, that's not what is driving down the market, George. This guy who's clueless. It's all the other factors I told you. Right? When, you know, it's amazing to me. And the two main ones are tariffs, which is ridiculous, and the subs, which is ridiculous, but that makes people unsettled. Businesses are still waiting on the sidelines. I work with them all. Some are investing, some are being acquired. But a lot of capital expenditures are somewhat on hold. Not all of them. There's many companies, I would say, 30% that I'm seeing out there. So, what should you do? Well, nothing changes in my realm. I'm not accumulating dry powder. I have enough. All that stuff is going to other things, my dry powder, but I have enough on the side. If I'm heavily in crypto, I'm not investing anymore. Will I buy some of these lows for certain things like property? Yeah, I'm buying more property to lower down my costs and get out. My thoughts of making money on it, I'm changing my view on many of those, as I've been saying over the last month or so. A lot of them I'm just looking to take out, get it out of crypto, and let the rest ride. That changes daily. Where the market is, the sentiment. But as you see, it takes nothing to just drive us down. That's why crypto will not be fully accepted for alts will never be. I don't care what Trump's list of 10 cryptos on there, or it doesn't matter. It's all speculation. You have to know that. Most of you know that the majority of crypto is just a bet. And it's not even necessarily as good as going to Vegas. Has it worked out for you? I'm just curious. Has it? How are your alts doing? I took a huge hit yesterday and this whole week. So did you. Do you actually see the majority of them getting back to where you bought it? No, it's not going to happen. I will tell you that right now. It is not going to happen. It will take a serious bull market, which, right? Everyone said alt season is here. Didn't Banter and Discover Crypto and the rest of those fucking fools just tell you that alt season here? It feels like alt season. 2 days later, they're all crying and knowing they're wrong, but they got to come on again and say, this is great. You buy the dip. You can buy the dip. How's that working out for you? Now, if you have total faith, I have faith in maybe 20% of my portfolio. I know Avalanche will be fine. I know Injective may be okay. It's been down in the dumps. And the main projects. Ondo, do you actually think it's going to get to $5 or $10? RWA, who talks about RWA? Who talks about any narratives? It's all bullshit. Treasuries. I think it's great. But I bought Ondo for one reason only: money. I don't give a fuck about what they're doing. I don't give a shit about any of these stupid projects. Any of them. Could care less. I'm in it for one reason only: financial freedom. So, still half of my portfolio is doing great. It's taking a little bit of heat. The ones that really got hurt were the ones that were down anyways, But when you see Ondo at $1 or something and it's at like 77 cents again, I think it's a great buy here. I will tell you that. If you want to sell it at $1, $1.50. If you're holding on for $5, I can't tell you that's going to happen. Because if we get into an alt market, which who knows, you'll listen to people today, alt season's going to happen in September, right? It's fucking August. Do you really think that's going to happen? It could. It's not. It's not. So, you can't go by history. Like everyone says, you can't go by technical analysis. I've said from the beginning, there's no fucking 4-year cycle. Who was right? Vegan crypto. Only one. Only fucking person who's right. Does it look like a 4-year cycle to you? No. And I went over in other videos why a 4-year cycle is a load of shit. It always was, always has been. Alt season's a load of crap. The world goes in cycles. Real estate, everything, the economy, tensions in the world. That goes in cycles. Don't listen to the narratives of, you know, every 3 years, every 4 years, this is what happened. It's just not. Things bottom and things top. And along the way, there's a lot of uneasiness in crypto for a million reasons. So if you're a patient individual, you stay in. If you're impatient and you wanted it quick, you should never have been in crypto. Never. Because when you think you know something and you think you're smart, it kicks you right in the ass. All right, so let's talk about the people who have faith or believe that it'll do well, which I do. I believe that price, you know, with everything I've said, will appreciate. But all the things that I mentioned before have to happen. The tariffs will eventually get sucked into the market and they'll get adapted to it, but you would have thought that would have happened by now. It's not like it's big surprises. Yeah, Brazil is and all that, but I mean, really? You just have to understand the market's irrational and you'll be okay, right? Bitcoin could be at 120K and next day it's at 110. That's how it goes. And then your alts, that's not a bit, that looks like a big move for Bitcoin. It's not. But for your alts, from $1 to 70 cents, that's a huge move. That's painful. So I beg you to realize your portfolio and get out of the projects. I would advise, my opinion is what I would do on certain ones if you have to have the money. You can't wait that long. Take your profits. Wait on the sidelines. But if you do have the mental capacity and patience and strong will, you do not need that money, you may want to consider DCAing, right? Like I said, there's projects I'm definitely going to DCA at some of these prices. And it's not like these are extremely low prices. They were just here a month ago, a lot of them. And then you get some gains, 2 steps forward. What did we say? 10 steps back. You can bring down your average costs, but it does cost a lot of money to, you know, if you have 10,000 of something at $1 and it's at 70 cents right now, it's not like you put in $1,000 and it's going to bring you to 70 cents. It's a hell of a lot of money to get it to an average in, but you can bring it down by a penny here and there. That may not be worth it to you. And because I have projects that I bought at $1.40 and I've been buying it at 10 cents and my in is still 90 cents. Right? It takes a lot of money, even though you're buying it at such a, you know, because I don't want to put in another 30 grand at 10 cents when I don't believe it will do what it needs to do to get back to close to where I bought it. There's things I won't bother on. I don't think you should buy anything that has volume in the hundreds of thousands. It's got to be millions. You know, projects I'm looking to get out of, Benki, all my shit coins, you know, Benki for sure. You know, and I have faith that was going to do great. I have no faith in that project at all. But I don't have faith in majority of alts. But I just want to get, I'm not buying anymore. I should buy a bunch to bring down my average, but I have so much money in it. I don't have any faith in it. Their marketing sucks. It's a great project, but their marketing sucks. They have no volume. It's been a dud, like the majority of crypto. Keep accumulating dry powder. Do not trade or buy in hope and listen to crypto YouTubers telling you where they know it's going to go, what's going to, you know, this is what's going to happen in the fall, and then this market now is going to go, you know. You have some YouTubers saying you only have a month left or 3 months left. Rand has been saying, you know, we're coming to the top. They just try to scare you into watching their shit. You know, this is the last part of the cycle. What? The cycle hasn't even begun in regards to a bull market for alts. It hasn't even begun. Rallies here and there, more decimation than that. They don't know, and they don't know where the price is going. Have they been right on anything? Has Alex Becker been right on anything? He keeps saying alt season, and the market goes up for like a week, and he calls you an R word and says, told you, you just wrong, buddy. I was the only one who's saying you're wrong. A week does not make a bull market. A month does not make a bull market. And when you have other countries piling in on the sell-off, it's not good. So what do I actually think is going to happen in the market? I have no clue. But my gut tells me we're going to do a little shakeout, and we could, I don't know if we're going to have downward pressure or upwards. Right now, the tendency is to go down. We're going to have to get some stuff squared away macroly, and then people will come in. But retail is not existent. Not even close to wanting to come in crypto. Are they calling you? Are they talking? Bitcoin hit 120,000. Did you get any calls from anyone? I didn't. And everyone knows, that this is what I do. So this is just me ranting, telling you what's up. You're going to get a truthful rant and truth by me. It's just the only way I can do it. Those usually are painful in regards to views or anything. That's all right. Like the health one I did yesterday for Oki. I don't know, I think I got 17 views on it. What are you going to do? If I was doing this for views, I would make nice videos and show my pretty face. So if you're down and you're hurting, because I know a lot of you on this channel don't have the money to be taking hits like this, think of where we were months ago. We're right back there. If you listen to my videos and listen to what I say, it never changes. I've not once said alt season, bull market for alts. Not once. I've only said for Bitcoin. My headspace doesn't change. My plan has changed, right? There's a lot of things I just want to, like I said, get out of. I think you should too, if you're in profits and you need the money. If you don't need the money, chill. But when you see things going down, yesterday I was so close to selling Avalanche. I'm like, I could buy it back cheaper. Didn't do it. And I'm okay with that. Things I want to do and actually do are two different things. We'll have to see if there's money to be made, right? But the goal is to make a ton of money in alts. When we get into a serious Bitcoin bear market, which will decimate all the alts and it will decimate Bitcoin. You buy Bitcoin. And then when things start to change around and there's new alts coming, new scenarios, new AI shit, whatever the narrative will be when that happens, you can buy a little bit of that. That's my plan. Well, my goal of this market is to get out of all alts, all of them, and just go into Bitcoin next. And then outside of crypto, right? I'll never leave crypto at all, fully, but I'm not going to be heavily diversified like this. It was the right plan when things were going good. Certainly the wrong plan. There's many people in my situation. Luckily, the majority of my portfolio heavily outweighs the down stuff. So I'm good. If I sold everything right now, I'd be a happy man. I'd have my huge gains, which are all long-term capital gains, which is wonderful. And then I have a bunch of tax write-offs on the losses I have. I'm not ready to do that yet. I've been in it too long to make rash decisions. That's why you never FOMO in and you never panic sell. You have dry powder. You do all the things that you know what to do. You don't listen to crypto YouTubers. You don't listen to people on X. They're lying to you. They have no clue. You don't listen to the people, the professionals in the financial markets on TV. They don't know what they're talking about either. Listen to them. They all have a difference of opinion. What does that tell you? They don't have a fucking clue. It's all called speculation, okay? When I was in the markets, the Chicago Board of Trade in the 90s, it's all speculation. We're speculators. Well, I was in the 30-year bond pit. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Nobody knows. I was working with all the biggest banks. Some were buying, some were selling. What does that tell you? Some think it's going up, some think it's going down. It's gambling. It's legalized gambling. So you just have to know that. You can make a shitload of money like I have, and you can lose it all. Don't lose it all. Make smart decisions. Hold on. Make smart decisions and do not spend more than you can handle. All right, brothers and sisters, subscribe. There are a ton of great projects in my view in regards to that I think will do well. You can look at my portfolio on that, but I can't guarantee that. They do good when things start to rally, and then when they get hit, they get killed just like the rest of them. All right, brothers and my sisters, be good. Subscribe, comment. I'm here for you.